Tammy Baldwin made history last night when she was elected to the U.S. Senate. As you decide 2012, Baldwin becomes the first female senator in Wisconsin. Fox 11's Mark Leland joins us now with more election insight. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning to you, Rachel. We're joined this morning once again by Republican John Gard, a former Assembly Speaker, and Bob Kiefert with the Democratic Party of Brown County. Let's talk about Tammy Baldwin here, the first female senator here, also the first openly gay member of the Senate. I talked to her about that. She says she is a role model for both of these groups moving forward. Are you surprised by the win in this one, John?
I don't think I'm surprised. I'm disappointed, but that's okay. You know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, obviously.
She won with 51%, so it was a close race.
Very, very close. You know, and the major issues that challenge this nation are going to require people to obviously represent both philosophies and try and find a way to forge a path. I served with Tammy in the State Assembly, very nice person. I disagree with her on a lot of things, but at the end of the day, you know, she's hopefully going to be a very good U.S. Senator, and you know, I guess we'll see. Tommy Thompson, you know, served the state very, very well, and in the end, just couldn't get over the hump. And you know, you look around in Wisconsin, Tammy wins, Sean Duffy wins, Reed Ribble wins, Paul Ryan wins. I mean, it's just a mixed message of things that happen with the voters this day. And maybe that means that they want people to try and work together more in the middle.
Could be that. Bob Kiefert, give us an idea. Does electing a woman, openly gay woman, does that send a message that Wisconsin is embracing the different? It's not just the male candidate that they're looking for these days.
I don't know if it really shows that Wisconsin's embracing a you know, female candidate. I think what it did show was that Tammy Baldwin did a really good job of showing that Tommy Thompson had, although he'd been a big figure here in Wisconsin, had been gone for 7 years and had been among the lobbyists in Washington. And I think there was a real rejection of Washington business as usual, and I think Tommy Thompson got tied to that. I also think that there was a strong upsurge of women and a strong division between in a lot of families where the husband would go one way and the wife another.
Well, let's take a look at that. According to the exit polling, Baldwin received a strong support from women, as you mentioned, getting 56% of the vote. She had 57% support from all voters under the age of 30, so she did well with the younger crowd. The 30 and over vote was pretty much split between the two candidates. What did Tommy need to do to get into this, or did his voters just not turn out?
You know, it's still fresh right after the election.
Yes.
As far as I can tell, you know, you look at the state assembly, Republicans pick up seat. You look at the state senate, Republicans pick up seats. We won for the first time, I think well, certainly in 40, 50 years, Northwest Wisconsin re-elects a Republican congressman. Congressman Ribble does very well here. So I think it would appear that the presidential race and the U.S. Senate race were very closely tied together.
Right.
And that the other races, people started moving around on the ballot. And so obviously the Baldwin campaign did a better job and I think probably had some coattail effect with President Obama. And you know, you look at that and you say the Republicans did very well with older voters. Certainly there's a divide with a bit of a gender gap.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, every election has to stand on its own, and I think you could say some of the same people who voted for Tammy Baldwin voted for Reed Ribble. And so I don't know if you can take at this early stage, I can't take a real direct sense of what the message was there.
Yeah, it's interesting because things didn't really change. With Tammy Baldwin moving in there, things aren't really changing out in Washington. It's still a divided Congress out there. That's going to be trouble moving forward?
I think it's going to be trouble moving forward if the Republican side, which has tried to block many of the things that the president has tried to do, continue in that strategy.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to work well for them in the next 4 years.
Right.
And,
well, we're going to find out. We're going to be hearing from Congressman Reed Ribble coming up here on Good Day Wisconsin. He'll talk a little bit about that with Rachel Monick. Stay with us. Good Day Wisconsin will be right back.